Is this thing on? Hi, good to see you all again. First of all, I need to make sure I'm looking at the right spot on the camera. I think I am, so hopefully it's all good. I got this container. It's a utensils container, which I hardly ever use a typical vase, but I just filled it with water and I put floral food in it, the packet that came with the bunches of flowers I got. I already put my bow on because I wanted to see if it would look good, and I think it will be great, and I already put it on. You don't have to wait till after, you can put it on now. Okay, so here's the flowers I got. I got some more hydrangeas. See right here, white hydrangeas. I got peonies, some winter peonies that are in season right now. These white ones, they look like snowballs, a bunch of snowballs. So that'll be pretty. Some of the bright fuchsia colored, dark fuchsia colored peonies right here. Shoot, I should have got this all prepared before I started talking to you guys, but I didn't, so. And then, of course, I got some red roses, and then I got these green berries, and I got some fuchsia mums. They just take up a lot of space. The heads are pretty big, so that's why I like using mums. And some festive winter seeded eucalyptus. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm not a huge fan of the flower arrangements that have a ton of green in them. I prefer to have mostly flowers and then green for pops of color. So yeah, I just think it's like really makes it more of a high-end arrangement, and so pretty, the colors, and you can, I mean, people are always like, wow, that's so great. So that's the key, that's a hint. Use lots of flowers and less greens. So I'm going to start with the hydrangea because it's the biggest and it takes up the most space. Here we go, we take the green off because you won't see it in the arrangement and you don't want it to rot in the water. These ones right by the head of the hydrangea, I'll leave on. If I need to cut them off later, I will. So I typically go about 2 inches from the top of my container. That's kind of how I measure my first cut. And here I go. So I'm gonna make like a triangle effect with these white hydrangeas to spread them out. Now I'm going to go for my roses. Cut the stems off. If there's any brown petals, you can carefully take those off. I'm just gonna kind of let it fall where it falls for now, and then I'll place them when it's more full so they stay more where I'm putting them. Stay more where I'm putting them. That's good English. Sometimes when you're doing these videos, it's hard to like speak properly. Kind of go all like tongue-tied. Anywho, I'm gonna group my roses into like bunches of 3 or 5, kind of typically how I roll. Look at that, it's already looking nice. I'm going to go with this fuchsia mum, cleaning the stems. Don't forget, don't cut your stems too short because you can always take some off if you need to, but you can't add any green stem back on, can ya? Again, I'm gonna I'm going to clump a few together. Some people think I'm grumpy, my kids, but I'm totally not. So not grumpy. Just don't leave your socks around, and like actually put the laundry in the basket instead of beside it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not grumpy, I'm just helping you out. Helping remind you where the laundry basket is. It's not like over there, it's like right here, right in front of your face. Put the socks in it. Okay, people? Sorry, going off on a tangent because that's my specialty. I might move my bow where I put it once I have all the flowers in, because you want the bow to be at the front of your arrangement that looks the best. There's always a side that looks the best, even though it all looks really good. So you place your bow where you think you can see all the flowers. It looks pretty. Okay, now I'm going to add these white peonies. I literally cut my stem as I'm measuring it with the other flowers. So if I see that I want it to stick up a bit more, I'll just cut my stem the height that I think I need. So it might be different for each flower. Cool. This looks like a snowball, people. You wanna know where I got my flowers from? Trader Joe's. Okay, so I'm gonna put some peonies on the other side. Ah, my light. Ah. Now that I have a lot more flowers in my container, they start to stay put. They stay in place where you put them because there's more stems down there that create like a lattice. And the stems actually stay put instead of flopping all over when you first start out. So don't worry when you freak out in the beginning and you're like, ah, my flower, that's not where I wanted it. You can always move it around later, and just remember, you gotta get the lattice work going first. So I'm going to now put some of the greens in. Oh no, my light. So this one's too tall, so I'm just gonna cut it down. You can adjust it as you go. I'm gonna add this fuchsia color peony that goes so beautiful with my scarf. It's gonna be a little taller in the center, so don't cut your stem quite as short. This is gonna be my little pop here and there, so I'm gonna make it a little taller, and I'm gonna add them all around. The type of arrangement I like to do, I use all flowers and hardly any greens, but I like to have something stick out a little bit taller than everything else here and there to give it some dimension. And instead of using greens, I'll use a flower to do that. Sometimes I do that with my sunflowers. You've probably seen me do that before. Going to add some of the green berries. Adding a mum right in the center because I kind of have a pole here. There we go. And then I'm gonna break that up with some red. And also be careful when you're shoving flowers in. It may look like I'm really shoving them in harshly, but there's so many stems in there now that you have to maneuver it around. But just hold your flower at the bottom of the head of it and you can stick them in that way. One more of these berries in the middle to bring that nice bright chartreuse green color there. Now I'm just gonna kind of fill in here and there. I have these fuchsia peonies that I want to add in for that little dimension that I was talking about. And then I'll add a little bit more eucalyptus to balance out where I put the previous ones, to add that green color everywhere and balance it out. Did I already say balance? I think it again. Balance it out. Look at how full and big it looks. It's quite big. This is a really good sized container. It's probably like 6-inch pot with like a 7-inch opening or something. Oh, I lost my light. Really? Why? Darn it, no more light. Sorry. Anywho, I'm gonna finish off the arrangement by placing the eucalyptus evenly throughout. Look how pretty. Join me next time for another fabulous flower arrangement video, Tangent by Deborah. Bye. Mwah.